Commence primary ignition.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Life at Lightspeed podcast. My name is Colin.
And I'm Brooke.
And we are here to talk about...
Star Wars.
Really?
No. We're here to talk about our son because he's the cutest baby that's ever lived.
As always, thank you so much for tuning in live. You can follow all of our adventures at Life at Lightspeed podcast. And then also go and check out Virtual Cantina because that is what this podcast is sponsored by. They are a fantastic group. They are traveling all over the place to different conventions. Not only that, there's a lot of stuff going on next year. So go to virtualcantinanetwork.com. There's so many great things that are, coming to the Star Wars universe next year, and Virtual Cantina Network is a big part of it. So go and check it out. But yeah, let's dive straight into it.
Again, this is another episode of Nap Roulette where we will see if our son stays asleep during the podcast. Yep. So place your bets now.
Yeah. But
Hayden got to go to his second official con,
Grand Rapids
Comic-Con. And he does so well at conventions. It's so funny.
He
will fall asleep just on the con floor. Like, I had him in our little chest carrier and I was just walking around the vendors and he just out. Did not. He naps better at cons sometimes better than he does at home. Like, I think he's truly our child.
That's very accurate. I mean, so for me, I can fall asleep almost everywhere. So that honestly makes total sense that he would be able to fall asleep at a convention. He did a fantastic job. He was also blown away by all the droid.
Yeah, he got
stuff.
to see all of his uncle's droids, and
he was very amused and excited about Uncle Hunter, Hunter Smoke's new droid, Hal.
Yeah. As he should. That's an impressive droid.
100%. When Hunter was telling me that's what he was building, and then
for context, it's what's the actual name of that type of droid?
So the type of droid is a RX droid.
Yep.
And it's the same type of droid as the original Captain Rex from Star Tours, DJ Rex
which is the
Orvis
same
Cantina.
guy, if you didn't know.
Yeah. So and his name is Hal for short, and he's just fantastic. And Hunter had a blast. My droid is on its way. We are
so close,
making some great progress, learning a lot. There have been some buffers here and there.
I've even got in on it, did some wiring, asked me about mechanical engineering.
You and I were tag teaming it.
As I was doing it, I was thinking back to the first Avengers movie, when they're talking to Tony Stark and they go, "When did you become so knowledgeable about what it was, some kind of nuclear astrophysics?" And he's like, "Last night."
Yeah.
I was like, that's how I felt.
It's so interesting because entering this world, I have had no experience of it at all. And I've learned a lot. And one big thing I've learned, and a lot of people can probably attest to this, is patience. You've got to slow down in order to, really accept the knowledge into your brain.
Because it's not just, plugging stuff in. It's like we kind of had to do some research on
Yeah.
what things were and
Yeah.
how they worked. We don't have any kind of like engineering, any kind of background. So it was cool to kind of like learn some of that stuff. And
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah. It's definitely been a learning curve, and huge shout out to Hunter Smoke and Craig Hobbs for just, showing me the ropes, being patient with me, just because of, learning all this stuff is a lot. So I'm very grateful to have that support system and just, great people to look up to. So big shout out to them. And then, Hayden also just turned 6 months.
Half a year. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid, you hear adults say, "Oh my gosh, time flies when you're an adult." And you're just like, what does that mean? That doesn't make any sense. And like, now I get it. Like I swear it was yesterday. We were at the hospital. It's wild. 6 months.
Yeah. And we also had our Life Day party that was this past weekend, and that was just a blast. It was an absolute blast. Hunter again, dressed up as Santa Bosk. I think that's what we're calling him. So he was wearing his screen accurate Bosk, and right beforehand he was just like, "What kind of we do in the group picture?" And it was like right now, and he's like, "All right, hang on, I'll be right back." And about 10 minutes later, he shows up walking through the garage of our studio.
And I happened to be in the kitchen. So everyone else was out in the garage. I'm in the kitchen, and I see him walk in, and I just start laughing. Yeah. It was so fantastic.
Oh man. Yeah. So and I love Life Day. So I had help with our friend Meredith, and we both cooked a bunch of homemade chicken nuggets for everyone. We had a bunch of snacks. We were playing the holiday special in the background. That's just a huge, it's a great holiday if you're a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
I know there are a lot of people that had fun at Galaxy's Edge at both of the at both of the parks, and I loved that something so campy like this turned into something so much fun, and people really enjoy it. And I love that that every year Disney is getting more and more, into it, because this year was the first year where you could actually do a meet and greet with Chewie wearing his Life Day robe. He would have the Life Day orb, and that is just so cool for Star Wars fans. And hopefully one day they'll actually put the full holiday special on Disney Plus. I am crossing my fingers. I am hoping.
I don't know about that.
Well, but I mean, they are acknowledging it so much. Like, they sell Life Day merch over.
They do.
At the parks, like around that time.
I couldn't believe they even did it. It was a Starbucks like collab mug.
Yes.
That's Life Day that I bought. Gosh, it was a couple years ago now, but it's got like Chewie on it with his little orb, and the orb is a little glittery, a little spice, but it's like an official Starbucks mug. And I thought that was so funny that they like did that.
Yeah. And for Life Day going forward, I can't wait to, keep seeing what they, add more to the chaos of the holiday every year. And I can't wait for Hayden to, experience the chaos and the weirdness of what Life Day is.
Do you think they'll either ever like redo the holiday special or make like a different one? Because they did like the Lego one.
Yeah. I loved the first one that they did with the Lego because the time travel, like all that stuff was cool. But one of my personal favorites is that Max Rebo was in it, and he's got 4 limbs. Just saying. I know it's Lego.
The Lego one does.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah. So I am looking forward to seeing what they actually do going forward with the holiday. But yeah, Hayden had a blast that weekend. He's been doing great. He crawled.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So he's doing like the army crawl, so that boy moves.
Yeah.
We introduced him to some solid foods, and he decided he was ready for lasagna on his own. Don't leave your plate on the floor with a mobile 6-month-old. Let's just say that.
Yeah. We were hanging out in the living room, and Brooke just put the plate down for 1 second.
It was nowhere near him at the time.
He crawled across the room.
It's a fast little bugger.
Yeah. He definitely crawled across the room. So
And pretty soon here, now that he's mobile, we're gonna have to do that trending light side versus dark side lightsaber choice.
So there is,
and we have something in the works
Yeah.
for you guys.
Yeah.
You'll have to keep an eye out, and so that'll be fun.
Yeah, we've got something going on with the Saber company. So stay tuned for that. We'll be posting something next week, which is super cool. But yeah, so Hayden's doing great. Holidays are coming up. With that being said, we are approaching near like the end of the year.
Wild.
And going into next year, there is a lot of stuff to look forward to. The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yes.
There's been
I've missed them.
Yeah,
I missed them.
There has been a lot of small, like, kind of details that have been coming out about that movie. Jon Favreau recently was in an interview and talked about how going forward with Din Djarin's story and Grogu's is that his approach to, of just his life in general is, I'm not going to be like, I'm talking as like Din, like of, where he's just like, I'm not treating this as a job anymore. I'm treating this more as like I'm part of a cause. And
yeah,
that kind of makes sense because of the end of season 3. And then Jon Favreau also talked about the relationship that he's going to have with Zeb from Star Wars Rebels. He's finally making his like big live action debut.
Yeah, we got a little taste.
Yeah.
But how cool is it going to be to see like him fighting and stuff? But yeah, I am such a big fan of like character development and looking at like where characters start and where they are now. And like you look at Din, he like started out the show, he was just like on his own, lone wolf, like he's literally just doing stuff. He's got a job to do. He's got to survive. Like he didn't really have like an allegiance to anybody. Like he's just on his own. He meets Grogu and suddenly he's a father figure.
Mm-hmm.
And he's seeing the world differently, and he's joining the cause, like whereas before he probably didn't really care much of it, but seeing how the Empire was treating Grogu and what they were doing, and he had a complete shift, and he's like, oh man, like, no, I gotta fight these guys, like they're hurting my baby.
And I love that going into next year, there's just going to be a lot of different tie-in projects as well to the movie. I think the biggest one is the new kind of reskin that they're doing for Smuggler's Run over at Galaxy's Edge.
Oh yeah,
because that will be directly tied to the movie. Because of Jon Favreau came out and said that that the ride in a way will be mentioned in the movie to an extent where Hondo Ohnaka basically is hired by the New Republic. And then Din Djarin and Grogu, their kind of side mission, they're like, kind of importance of that mission is to kind of keep an eye on Hondo and make sure he stays on task and like all that stuff. So that's why that's involved. And I'm really, really excited about that just because of I love Hondo Ohnaka. I love Jim Cummings, so I'm glad he's coming back for that. I don't know if he's going to make a cameo in the movie. Like, I mean, I guarantee you that there's going to be some type of mention just because Jon Favreau did say that, it is a tie-in in a way. So I'm expecting that. But I just love the small, like, different tie-ins that we'll be getting going into next year. And not only that, Jon Favreau also stated that season 4 of The Mandalorian is already written.
Yeah. It's ready. It's ready to go. And how do you feel about the jump from TV to movie to back to TV?
We're in a very different state that we used to be, probably more than a decade ago, because I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to me was one of the first kind of introductions of you need to, watch the show and then watch the movie to fully appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because you had, I mean, and I'm not sure how many Marvel fans are listening and watching, but in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that first season takes place, after the first Avengers movie. And then, it does tie into Captain America and the Winter Soldier later on of the Thor Dark World. Captain America, Winter Soldier, Avengers: Age of Ultron, so on and so forth. So you like kind of had to, kind of watch those movies and the show together to like get the full experience. And that's what they're kind of doing with these live action TV shows. That's what they ended up doing with the Clone Wars as well. So then you could fully appreciate what was going on. And now they're doing that officially with the Mandalorian Grogu. So if you really want to fully enjoy the Mandalorian Grogu, you kind of have to know the history, which means you have to watch.
Right. I don't think you can just go in and watch this movie.
Right.
Like you would be completely lost. You have to watch
season 1 and 2 of Mando. Then you got to watch the
Book of Boba
Fett.
Yep.
And then which is basically season 2.5. Especially with the last couple episodes of the Book of Boba Fett. And then you got season 3 of The Mandalorian. And then we still don't know to what extent that Ahsoka will be tied into this. We know there will be some type of Imperial reminiscence that's in this movie, but I don't know if it's going to be like, all this is directly tied to Thrawn. We'll just have to wait and see. But it's really interesting of that kind of.
I think it's an interesting choice, specifically in this, to have the TV show. You have 3 seasons of it, and then to go to a movie, and then you're going to continue the show. Yeah. I think that's an interesting choice. And I'm curious why. Have they like really said why they decided to do that? Like, why not just make the Mandalorian and Grogu movie a TV show?
Okay, so nothing official that has been said, but my theory is, I believe it was like a year ago or like probably 2 years ago, there was a statement that Bob Iger made that he wanted to focus more on theatrical releases than the show releases. And I think this was originally, and again, this is just my speculation, that this was originally supposed to be season 4. And then they turned it into a movie. And I think because they turned it into a movie, in a way, I think that's good because they got more of a budget for it than what they would have had for the TV show. And we also haven't had a Star Wars movie in the actual theater, like a new one, since 2019, which is crazy to think about.
Dang, yeah, that is crazy to think about.
Yeah. And there's also a rumor that this is the beginning of like a trilogy of movies, but with Jon Favreau talking about season 4, who knows where that, that rumor still stands. But I'm really interested to see of what the next couple of years is going to look like, because jumping from a big movie back to a TV show, and then, maybe in a couple of years, we'll finally get that Dave Filoni Avengers type style film where like we have a big crossover with like most of the characters from Ahsoka and stuff like that. And Ahsoka season 2 is coming out next year. We still don't know the official release date for it, but that's going to be huge too. Next year's kind of going to be big for Star Wars because you got Maul Shadowlord.
Yeah.
You've got The Mandalorian and Grogu. You have Ahsoka season 2. So there is a lot to look
those
forward
are all
to.
Those are all big names in Star Wars. Like those are all very, very popular characters.
Yeah. So only time will tell, but that movie
I'm
comes out in May next year.
I'm stoked.
Yeah.
I feel like we've had like a little bit of a lull in Star Wars, and I'm ready for more stuff.
More stuff.
Give me the stuff.
Yes, exactly. And in other Star Wars news, Young Jedi Adventures season 3 is coming out.
Yeah. I haven't at least watched that. Have you watched any of that?
I have.
Bit.
I was intrigued by it. It's definitely meant for kids. It takes place during the High Republic era, but not only that, it actually kind of stays true to like the canon of the High Republic books, because I remember we got to like the to a certain part of the story of Young Jedi Adventures where it was actually crossing over with some of the adventures they were doing in the High Republic books. And it was like, even though this is a kid's show, it's really cool that it's tying into those novels.
I was going to say, just because it's a kid's show doesn't mean that it can't still stay true to the storyline. I love that.
Right.
Awesome. Yeah, we're going to have to watch that together because like Hayden's going to want to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for him to experience that. It's going to be a while before he like he'll watch TV
Yeah.
because he's like, "Ooh, what's that on the TV?" But he doesn't know what he's watching.
Our nephew has watched it. I don't know if he's watched all the way through, but what from my brother was telling me that he liked it for the most part. So
All right.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
But yeah, so that is that's coming out, I believe, the first week of December. So
Very soon.
Yeah, very
Gosh, that's
soon.
like a week away nearly. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, the other thing as well. Sorry, we're having technical there. No. Got it. Yeah, maybe.
Oh.
Ah.
Do.
There we go. Yeah, so the other news is that for the children and family Emmy nominations, Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, what did they say? 17 nominations?
Yep, including the Rebuild the Galaxy.
Yep.
And Young Jedi Adventures were all
speaking
nominated.
Of, yep.
Yeah. So that makes me very, very happy that that Star Wars keeps getting recognized in a really good way. And at the end of the day, Star Wars is meant for kids.
That's what it was created for. And
yeah,
as it has evolved, there's definitely some things I would say that are a bit geared towards the adults that the original movies were initially geared towards, right? Like when they were kids, when it was coming out, like they've kind of like evolved with them. I can't say me, I was not born yet. But still creating stuff for kids. And I loved Skeleton Crew. I just thought it was so fun and just kind of refreshing to like, it wasn't really a part of like the Skywalker saga.
No,
it was just like, it was its own thing, but in the Star Wars universe, so it had the same vibes, and it was just fun. It was fun.
Yeah. And I loved how they had Phil Tippett was involved in a way, so that there were certain aspects from like the original Star Wars trilogy that was kind of in there that made you feel like, oh, this is Star Wars.
Yeah, like it was definitely Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like no question about it.
Yeah. And I loved how they brought in a bunch of new faces all the kids had a blast. They just had a grand old time with it. And I've had the opportunity of meeting some of those actors, and it's so cool to like actually have real Star Wars fans actually get into those types of roles, because it shows it on screen that they really care. And I couldn't even imagine being at that age of and just being like, you are now part of Star Wars. Like that is so
forever.
Cool. So I would definitely love a season 2.
I feel like, in my opinion, I think we need another season, because I agree. They explained that like, it's part of all these systems, and it's what's the word? Like a treasury, Yeah. But like, in my opinion, they never said the big why. Like, why do all those planets exist? And why are some of them deserted? And why was this one still so protected? Like, I still felt like I had some questions that I'm calling like the big why. And so I think they need to keep going. I also don't think that Silvo's character is like done.
No.
Yes, he's a pirate, but I never got the sense that he was actually going to harm those kids. I think he was all talk. And so like, I think he's a bit more complex, and I think there's a bit more to him that I need to see. Also, where'd he go? Like, I don't think they captured him.
No.
I think he escaped.
Yeah.
They never really said, but
the other thing too is that there actually was a deleted scene that there was a scene that was filmed of his old Jedi master, and it wasn't 100% clear like if it was Order 66 and stuff like that, but they did film that. Like,
yeah, because I have questions about that too. Like,
yeah. So I would really, really love for them to, if we ever do, I think we'll down the road
please do it,
where it will end
up
coming out on Blu-ray, and then they'll put some of the scenes on there. But I think Skeleton Crew was just a classic adventure, fun, and also, with every new show, there's always that chance that this is the introduction to Star Wars for someone, and having kids, have this as their introduction is so cool, because that widens their expansion of what Star Wars is. And I think that something that I would have loved growing up is we had episode 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
That was it. And then we had the Clone Wars. But then later when I grew up, then they had all, we had Disney Plus and all the Mandalorian came out and all that stuff. So having that huge category of what Star Wars is now, you have a huge catalog of what you can watch. And the great thing about Star Wars is that there's different variants of Star Wars for everyone. Maybe Star Wars Rebels or, Clone Wars or something is not your thing, but then you've got the sequel trilogy and it's so cool to have that giant catalog of different variants of Star Wars.
Yeah, and you know what I really like is talking to people and hearing what their like favorite show or movies are and why. Like I love talking to people and like having them explain like why this certain thing resonated with them so much. And like I've got friends who resonate with different things. Some people they disagree, right? And they're like, I didn't really like that, but someone was like, oh, but I loved it for this reason. And I think that's beautiful. I think there's Star Wars for everybody.
Speaking of, how has Star Wars impacted your life? Like,
oh man, I mean, I take so many life lessons from it, like
just one though.
just one.
Just give one example because we could
We'd be here
podcast
all
for
night.
like days and
Okay,
talk
so
about this.
I really love this concept of the Force, like this living power, this living vibe of just like everyone is connected in some way, like all of our lives are interconnected, and not just like I apply that to like the real life, like not just like people like you and me, but you think about like all the like animals, plants, just everything that's in our universe. Like I just truly do believe that we are all connected in some way. Like we're all here, we're all alive, like at this point in time. Like so yeah, the concept of the Force to me is really, really beautiful when I like deep dive into it, because I do, like, in a sense, I do believe in the Force because I think that's real and true. Like we're all connected.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I think for me it's James Earl Jones was a huge inspiration for me growing up, and I don't talk about this that often, and people are surprised when that don't know me personally when I tell them. But growing up, I had a really bad stutter, and it comes and goes, still to this day, when I'm super tired or anxious or anything. But James Earl Jones was a really big inspiration for me because he also is from the Midwest, and he grew up having a stutter as well. And the fact that he became Darth Vader and in this iconic voice, and that carried over to of his stutter and like mind over matter, and the fact that he was able to turn it into a career is absolutely incredible, and that was inspiring to me growing up. So I channeled my inner James Earl Jones, and I did the same by turning into something I was passionate about, of a hobby into a semi-career. And that just goes back to Star Wars, which is, you can be anyone. You don't need to be a Skywalker. You don't need to be a Solo. Your story matters. And the fact that, you can start off small, and if you put your mind to it, and you put your feet in the ground and you just, keep running, you can go the distance. And I think James Earl Jones is a huge testament to that. So that was a huge part of, me growing up and just overcoming it. And it still comes and goes, but it was very tough growing up, having that stutter, because I just feel like, I just wanted to speak, and I couldn't speak without stuttering. And then, after learning about James Earl Jones, I really, really, wanted to, do something very similar to what he did. So, yeah, I'm gonna say James Earl Jones was a huge inspiration, and still to this day for me. But yeah,
I love that.
yeah, but yeah,
That's just one thing from each of us. We could go on.
we definitely could. So going forward with our schedule, the holidays are coming up.
Busy.
And for us posting the episodes the next day, either it will be the next day or it will be that following Monday. We will do our best to be sticking to our Fridays for our schedules. And then when we, soon there will be some new trailers dropping out for the Mandalorian and Grogu, most likely, probably for Maul Shadow Lord as well. We will keep you posted on all of our feeds. Like I said, check out the Virtual Cantina Network. There's always exciting things going on with them, just across all channels. Check out all of the different interviews that we've done. And also, Rebel ScumCon is next year. And I'm telling you, the list just keeps growing and growing.
I am getting excited. Like,
Yes.
you got to go this year.
Yes.
And so I'm going to get to go next year. And I'm so stoked.
Yeah. No, I mean, it is one of the best Star Wars experiences that you can have, because you've got Galaxy's Edge, you've got Star Wars Celebration. But I think one of the greatest things about Rebel ScumCon is that it feels like home. Like you are stepping into a convention, but this isn't your traditional convention. Like if you really love Star Wars, Rebel ScumCon is the place to go. And it just feels like home, of the atmosphere, the incredible people that run it, and the guest lineup as well. Everyone's so friendly, everyone's so kind. So if you have a chance to go, do it.
Yeah. Well, I think just cons in general, I think the awesome thing about them is like the human connection. Yeah. Because you can like chat with people on the internet about your likes and whatnot, but there's something about like actual human connection, about being in a group of people, talking about being immersed in the stuff that you just love so deeply. Mm-hmm. There's something to it. And so, yeah, if you've like never been to a con before and you're like, do I go? Try it out. Like, obviously they're not for everybody. They can be a little crazy, mm-hmm. but I do think like overall they're like, that's just such a beautiful experience for fandoms, any fandom.
Yeah. And that con is just all of that, and just it's home. Again, that is the best way to describe it. So if you have a chance, go next year. You can buy your tickets now, and you can also check out some of the guest lineup, rebelscumcon.com. Go and check it out. But yeah, I think that's it for this week.
Probably.
Yeah. Trying to think of.
I think we're gonna win Nap Roulette.
Yes, he isn't.
Still asleep.
He's not. He's not awakened. But again, go and check out the virtualcantina.com. And
we owe them a lot. And we're just one part of it, you guys. Like, there's so many other things that you can go.
I think the best way that it was described to me is that the Virtual Cantina Network is an ice cream truck, and then we are.
Oh, sure. We're just one flavor. Yeah. What flavor are we?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Can we be Superman? If you're not from like Michigan, you probably don't even know what Superman ice cream is.
Why not Blue Moon ice cream? I love Blue Moon ice cream.
Blue Moon's fine.
Blue Moon is fine.
It's 1/3 of
Blue
Superman.
Moon is fine. How dare you? I don't even know who you are anymore.
I just said it's good. It's fine. But if I had to pick between just Blue Moon and Superman, I'm going to pick Superman.
Okay. Well, that being said, we're out of time. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week. May the force be with you.
Forever and always.
Forever and always.